Well, 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 the time has come. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. Since a lot of you guys asked for an English version of my format, here I am making this experiment. You know, it's pretty obvious that English is not my native language, so I hope you go easy on me, and I do apologize for my pronunciation that for sure doesn't respect the American standard, or I should say every other standard. I just hope not to sound like a flight attendant on the plane. Anyway, I'm kidding. I'll just try. Once again, this is just an experiment, so I don't know if I keep doing this in English with Italian subtitles or I switch to Italian with English subtitles. Anyway, I'm pretty sure you guys will let me know, right? And I know I must be kinda crazy to talk about this massive topic in a flash review and in English, but this is gonna take about 10 minutes, so I'm pretty sure you'll be patient since you love the game, so that's why you're here. And last but not least, this video may contain spoilers, so please come back when you're done with the game. The Last of Us Part 2, it's not a game, not anymore. It's what I consider a life experience. It's a game changer. And sorry for the pun. I've been in love with the first game. That kind of made history on the previous generation. And here we are after 7 years craving for part 2. Exactly, part 2, because it's not intended like a second game. It's the continuation of the first one. So it must be intended like one whole story. Naughty Dog is my favorite studio, and what I love about them and Jackman's decisions is they don't give an F about the fan service. They make the games following their own creativity, their own stories, remaining true and honest through all the process. So that's why they are amazing. An example of this is what I call the Jackman's deception. In fact, since the first teaser trailer, they deceived us, showing us something that was completely different. And you know what I'm talking about. And all of this is just a reflection of what we feel and how we feel playing the first hours of the game. We learn that life is hard. And even if you love the main character, you should know that you can lose him in every moment of the game. So I do understand all the frustration about Joel's death. I was shocked, like all of you, and I didn't accept it. Through all the game, I didn't accept it even at the end. And I was crying, like for real. Like if I had lost a parent, a friend. I was in pain. Like in real life. And that's the true, honest, shocking event to ignite the story. This is the core. And for me, this is the greatest brave choice they could have made. Another aspect is that in this game, as in life, there is no right, there is no wrong. There is only the point of view. For sure, what makes this game a masterpiece is the storytelling and how they decided to show us the events. So we start with this new character, Abby, that kills Joel in the first 2 hours of the game, and we know that Joel crossed a lot of people, but we can't realize why. She was so brutal with him. So we spend the first half of the game back as Ellie, trying to get her revenge and consumed by her guilty conscience. So keep this in mind. So after the 3 famous days chasing Abby and never reaching her, we get to the confrontation moment. Or probably I should say she's the one to find us. We finally think this is it, this is our moment, this is how we get our revenge. And there is a cutscene, so we are back as Abby 3 days before. And we get to know why and how she did what she did. And most important, during that 3 days, we get to know how cruel and brutal was Ellie seeking her revenge for Joel's death. As Ellie, we took off Abby's friends, her love, and the most important person in her life. And all of this makes Abby and Ellie just 2 faces of the same coin, a parallel between the 2 stories. Everything that happens during the 3 days for Ellie happens with the right counterpart for Abby. And I want to spend a few words here now talking about the character design, the level design, and everything that makes this game a masterpiece. The gameplay expanded what was revolutionary in the first game, and now it works perfectly with the story. In fact, the cutscenes are no longer detached from the gameplay, and this made my jaw drop. Also, the level design is never boring, and it makes you feel the effort of the characters on yourself. All of this is mixed together and brings to life characters with so detailed facial expressions that you can feel their soul. And it seems that everything is made to function at the same time with the story. And now, after the 3 days as Abby, we're finally back to the confrontation moment. What happens here brings me to talk about the third aspect that I loved. In this game, we are forced to do something that we don't want to do. We feel sick, we feel guilty, and the only thing that we want is to smash the controller on the floor. We can't beat Ellie to death. We can't. We just refuse to do that. How many of you guys let Ellie kill Abby as I did? I know, exactly. In this moment, we experience what it's like to be a character, or I should say, a real person in this life experience. And we players have no rights over characters' choices. We can only guide them to their missions, but we are just the audience of their emotions. That's how and why they become real persons. And this is gonna be more than a movie or a simple video game. And this is exactly what happens once again at the end of the game, when we're finally back as Ellie and we are getting our revenge. We refuse to beat Abby. We feel guilty to kill Abby in this case. The same Abby that spared us is now dying because cut by the rattlers. She's not even the same Abby that we used to know. She has been tortured. She's skinny now. She lost her hair. Now Ellie is even forcing her to fight. Once again, that feeling. We feel guilty. Even if this is the moment we have been looking for through all this harsh journey. We are finally getting our revenge. And we can't. We just can't. They fight. They have this brutal fight, and Abby rips off biting 2 fingers from Ellie's hand. She's not even powerful as she was before. She's struggling to survive, to save Lev. Really, we don't want to kill her, even if she killed Joe. In this exact moment, the most beautiful flashback of Joe. So we finally realize that Ellie's suffering is not from her obsession with revenge, but it's just because she didn't forgive Joe before he died. She was dying inside and outside, pushing herself beyond every limit, turning herself into a monster. And all of this because of her regrets, because of her obsession. And once again, 2 sides of the same coin. Ellie and Abby's obsessions. The end of this game is something perfect for me. Ellie has lost everything. Her family, Dina, JJ, Joe, her friends. And with the loss of the 2 fingers, she has lost her music. The last gift that Joe gave her. If I ever were to lose you, I'd surely lose myself. And that's what Joe foretold at the beginning with that song. And as Ellie leaves for the woods, leaving the guitar behind, we leave this game so empty and so satisfied at the same time. This is the kind of game and life experience that beat everything out of me. Every emotion, every feeling. And that's why this is the best video game ever for me. And now, after all this devastating experience, we are craving for part 3. Yep, I'd like that. See you around.
I can't see.